Hello, and welcome to Chats with Sharon. I'm so glad that you're able to plug in here. Definitely been getting a lot of great questions recently, and I wanted to do a video to address that, to support the questions that I got, especially on this channel. So if you don't know me yet, my name's Sharon Marie. I'm an intuitive, I'm a channel, I'm a spiritual coach, helper, guide. And on this channel, I have hundreds of guided, self-guided healing meditations that you can use in the comfort of your own home. So many of us want to improve who we are, want to have a better life, and we seem to feel like, talking from my experience, just like a hamster on the wheel. And there's some powerful techniques that I've kind of come across over the last couple years that I've been incorporating into these guided meditations. So I invite you to gift yourself with the journey work of going in and exploring and getting comfortable with tapping into your intuition and getting your answers. One of the things I'll tell you, there is no gurus out there. Okay, you are a child of God. You have everything that it takes to be a light, bright, happy being. And what we're discovering is that the powers that be, before we were even born, put in a series of events and educations and things that were used to keep us from being the bright light that we really are. And so how did that happen? You know, it comes through our programming, which we do television. So we're told a vision, we're told what to think. There's a lot of predictive programming out there. There's a lot of things that we were taught even in school that are not true. And the older I get, the more I learn, the more I realize, holy cow, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. So like many of us have been unraveling everything we've ever learned for the last 4 to 5 years. It's like, wait, that's not true. Oh yeah, that's not true. And we're going through a process of just letting go of the constructs that kept us this hamster on a wheel feeling. And so many clients come to me and their number one thing is, I've tried everything and I'm just not getting what I need to do. And there is a powerful technique that it is on this channel, and I'll point in the right direction of decommitting. There's so many things that we have agreed to that we don't even know we agreed to, and almost like we've been tricked to use our own energy to enslave ourselves. And so what we're doing is unraveling that. So one, that's all here. It's free for you to use in the guided meditations, step by step. And I have to laugh because I just recorded another one today on a mountaintop. Spirit always, because I channel them, it's like 17, 18 minutes. It's like no matter how I try to make them, there is 8 to 10 minute ones because I know the market wants quick and easy. Let's get it done, lunch hour. But if we get any real serious shifting work done, it's usually within an 18-minute process or so. And so I'm excited about the one I just did, which is a mountain view perspective, where a totem animal comes out to help you connect. So sometimes people ask me, so let's address some of the questions that people ask me. And they ask me, oh, I can't see a color when you say see a color. And what does that feel like? So what I'll tell you is a lot of times our mind, our critical brain, wants to process it. And like, I don't see a color. All I see is the back of my eyelids, and that's in the way. And she says, like, she asked me a question and I don't get it. And so what I want to tell you is when you're doing the guided journey work, just relax. Just kind of be in that dreamy state, that daydreamy, like you're making something up. Like let go of the controls and just let it just unfold and just kind of go, oh, okay, if I was to make up a color, I can't see a color, I can't see a color, what could it be? Oh, but if I was to make up a color, I would choose green. Okay, choose green. It's that simple. And it's learning the nuances to learn how gentle and soft our higher self communicates with us. And then the more we trust what we get and get confirmation, then the more we go, oh, okay. And then when Spirit's tapping us on the shoulder in our daily life and we're getting intuition, we start recognizing, oh, that's what it feels like. Because that really loud, obnoxious noise is really noise. Spirit talks to us in a very soft, gentle way. The only time they get really rough is if it's life-threatening and they go, stop. I've had that happen. And I've had that happen. So that was the answer to questions like, how do I deal with that and trusting it? The other thing is be willing to learn new things. When Spirit gives you a message, don't make it have to fit in the constructs of what you've always learned, what some master has told you, or what you've read in some top-selling book. What I'm discovering in this journey is that everything has to be relearned or reexamined. And so a lot of the books that I've read and a lot of the things, I'm actually just putting them in the recycle bin because we're moving into a new time frame, a new reality, a new way of Earth being. And so I don't want to take the lessons all from the past. I want to be able to move forward and discover new things. And as soon as we open up ourselves to saying, I'm willing to learn something new, like all sorts of really cool things happen. And I'll use, for example, on abundance, and we have the movie The Secret. I think I've talked about this before. And, we have Think and Grow Rich, and we have, all the shadow work and all the affirmations, and, aspects of all of it is true, but they never gave us all of it. They just never gave us all of it. Maybe we weren't ready for it, so it's not like we're a victim. My teacher always said, are you a victim or are you a creator? And so I approach that every day of my life. So I'm the creator of my reality. If I don't like the story going on, I'm going to change the story. And so the story of struggle and not attracting what we want. And we read the books, Think and Grow Rich, and we do all the affirmations and we do all the dream boards and we tuck them away and like something's just not working. Something that's really come across my awareness, which is kind of a new concept, and I'm feeling that it's really powerful. And I'll go through the steps here. The first part that I got from Spirit was we need to go through a decommitment practice, not consenting any longer. You see, it's like, do you ever get a cell phone, an iPhone? It's got all the fine print. Well, and we just go, yeah, okay. Even though it says it radiates our brain, we just go, yeah, okay. And we just go ahead. Well, we've agreed to something. It's in the fine print. We just didn't know what we didn't know. Well, that's with a lot of things in life and in our spiritual journey. So what happens is we do all the things that we think we need to do, and yet there's a disconnect and we're not really getting it, or we have a lot of self-sabotage going on. And people get frustrated and just quit. So what Spirit brought to my attention was a decommitment, no longer consenting, wiping the slate clean. Okay, so that's one of the things that I invite you to do, is to start thinking about what you've committed to in life that you no longer are in alignment with. It could be so many things, but just to say, I decommit. The second thing that became really powerful and really obvious to me is, and it kind of came with like this onset of AI. So all the AI is going, the artificial intelligence, and I watch both camps on that. I definitely think, to the extreme, it can be incredibly weaponized. Putting chips inside your body to upload your consciousness. There's definitely some evil lurking with that. okay? So, and then AI could also be used perhaps like a sewing machine, helping you craft or organize your thoughts or re-say something. Maybe your thoughts are all over and you're making a list and your brain doesn't work that way, and you just jot it all down and you say to the AI, the chat's like, please organize this into a checklist. And you're like, oh, whew, that was good. So it fills the gap of a thought process that you're not really good at. So I could see the benefit of the AI. So I started thinking, or actually Spirit was guiding me. You know, we've always heard things about the shadow self and the ego, and it's kind of like a bad thing. At least that was my interpretation of our shadow self as a bad thing. Don't let it take its power, and I don't know. It just never clicked for me. But there was this part of me that was just completely sabotaging everything that I tried to do. So in a meditation that I did, I say within the last month or so, it really became to my awareness that there's a part of us. Now, hear me out here. And this is kind of talking out loud, because why not? We're all, and I'd love your thoughts in the comment. Our spirit is our spirit. We're with God. We're God, creator, self. And our physical body is an avatar. It's not who we are. It's clothing. It's a being. And at the winds of birth, our soul essence comes into the physical avatar, and we are born into this world in reality, and we work in partnership with this avatar, this being. Our blood is pumping, we're breathing, we get a cut, it heals, it tells us when we're hungry. That's not our spirit running that. That's the avatar. That's the, lack of a better word, is I looked at it as like the AI, the essence of this avatar running and orchestrating, and its job is to keep it safe, the being, this avatar safe, and in partnership with our spiritual self. So in all of the things and all the work I've done in the past and I've read, they've always made it like this bad thing, this ego, the shadow self, and they tell it to shut up and be in the back or try to make friends with it. But something really interesting happened, which is becoming very powerful when I'm working with clients, is that if we see the good in it, we see it as the system that supports the avatar, the physical being, and then you have your spiritual self, you have the two. What if we formed a partnership and clearly communicated for a common goal? So if the avatar just wants to live and be safe, and it means hiding and hunting and running and not doing risky things, and the spiritual starseed part of us is like, I want to write a book, I want to be seen, I want to live an abundant life, and there's a conflict between the two. And then we've got this predictive programming that controls and influences this avatar part. We're always in this constant rat race and disconnect and discord. So in one of the processes that I started doing that is really quite powerful with clients is to clear up any of the energies around us that is keeping us stuck, right? Because we're kind of put ourselves in a cage, and kind of clear and address that. Wipe the slate clean and wipe out all of those past contracts and all of those past beliefs. Bring in the avatar shadow self, see the good in it, have a bonding connection, thank it with absolute gratitude for how wonderful it's been doing its job. Because you know what? You're alive now. You're safe. You might not be happy, but you are safe. And that's what it's done. It's like it's doing its job. It just was programmed to be counterproductive to what your heart's desire is. And that's why there's been this push-pull. So for me, that's been like one of the biggest breakthroughs, I think, in the last couple months in working with people and myself is finding that harmony, and I don't call it my ego. I don't call it my higher self. it needs to be something that's positive, that's not attached to any of the black spells or any of the black magic or anything that's kept us from being amazing, wonderful starseeds. And so I started looking at it as like a crystalline being, the crystal side, the avatar side, and thanking it for the great job that it has done in getting me here. I'm 60, okay? I'm 60. And look at the amazing job that it got me to here. It's not where I totally want to be, but now it understands. Now through a meditative process, reprogramming and saying, thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for keeping me, helping me navigate. For now, our new safe is, I would like to attract food to eat, and I would like to attract abundance. When I'm happy and I can pay my rent in my house and I can get around, that is safe. That's you're doing a good job when those things come. When I'm surrounded by people and I'm laughing and I'm having fun, I'm safe. When you see me alone and sad and feeling depressed, I'm not safe. So I need to be out there with people and be positive. When I'm, whatever your heart desire is, like, what is it that your dream? And have that conversation with that crystalline part of you, the avatar part. It's like, I am safe when this is happening, and go into that feeling. Amazing shifts are happening because because now we're working with our crystalline being, our avatar, and now we're a power team. And we've stopped the predictive programming and the shadow self and all the other noise that was all disinformation to keep us enslaved and enslaving us to use our own energy against ourselves. So I wanted to share that with you. It's really, really powerful. So and you can certainly do it. And what I'm getting and what spirit guides, it's all in the meditation. So you don't have to pay anything for it. It's all gifts. And if you want to do private work with me and an hour consultation, and we can work through some of it and hear what spirits say, I keep it so reasonable. And that whole you pay for value and all that BS stuff, I really think that we need to, moving forward, do things differently. And I look at people charging exorbitant rates per hour as nonsense and scarcity. And if we're really here to have an impact in the world, it's got to be a fair, reasonable exchange. I mean, I don't know. You agree or don't agree? So some people go, why are your rates so reasonable? Other people charge hundreds of dollars for this. And I think it's wrong. Me personally, I think it's wrong. If we're here to help people, the people that really need the help don't have hundreds of dollars to just put into their personal growth and to their coaching and mentorship. So that answers that question, because a lot of times people will say, what credentials do you have? What alphabet soup do you have between your name? And what I need to say about that, again, if you have my experience and what I've known always as a starseed is the alphabet soup is a lot of predictive programming. So we've got to erase a lot of that stuff. We've got to come into a new way of being, a new way of looking at things, something that we haven't had or seen or done before. So people get really upset when I throw away almost all of my books, all the spiritual things, anything that's old. Like, I still honor the people that were here in the past, but we have to open ourselves up and make room for spirit to guide us for a new way of being. We're stepping through a door to a new creation, even the sun's changing, the planet's changing, everything is changing. So I don't want to bring the old into that. So I just want to have conversations and share with you where I'm at, why am I different? And another client I had last week says, she goes, you're telling me things I've never even heard before. And my answer is, it's just spirit coming through. I'm not making it up. It's nothing I've been. It's how spirit answers the question to help them move through their blocks and reframe some of the thinking and the patterning. And one thing, I probably should do another I should always do another video on this, but I'm just going to touch it really quick. It's super important. One thing that they taught us that enslaved us was to identify and to feel the problem and to experience the trauma or the past life. And I remember when I was first learning past life regression and we were taking clients through that and doing it myself, I felt like it's almost like you had to do it without experiencing and reacting. You're trying to glean the lesson from it. But there's so many techniques that get in there and re-experience and feel it, identify it. And what I'm discovering is that it's just another way to re-traumatize ourselves and to re-identify ourselves and to keep ourselves trapped. So I am going to do my next video. I think I'm going to talk a little bit about that neutral feeling and not to identify to it, just to become a little bit more disengaged from all the emotions and all the noise of even the horrific things happening, because they're almost like things grabbing at us and clawing at us, and it could easily take our energy and take us off balance and take us from where we really want to go. So it's just kind of a thought to think about. Again, ask questions, more is coming, but all of these techniques are in all of the free YouTube meditations that I provide here. And I might use different words, but you're getting to know who I am and all of the love, attention, and care that's happening in the guided meditations. And there is zero AI in these guided meditations. It is 100% me and spirit. I might use background music from Pixabay or some video footage from Pixabay or something like that. But the energetics are all channeled from spirit. And I think that's really important to know, as everything is inundated and fake. And so I just want you to know there's a real person here. And this real person cares about you. This real person is going to share authentically about the lessons she has and what she's learning and getting. And I know I will find or attract and build a community of people like-minded so we can nurture each other, we can grow together, we can help each other, and together make the world truly a better place with creatorships, not victims. With that, have a beautiful day. Thank you for coming here and sitting by the pool with me. It's incredible, and I love the sun because there's all sorts of great messages that come from the sun to brighten ourselves up. You have a wonderful day.